Hello, friends and family of the great city of El Dorado. Hey, Anita, you know what today is?
Friday?
No, well, yes, but I'm pretty sure it's pre-Thanksgiving.
Pre-Thanksgiving? Brian, what is this shenanigans you speak of?
You know how we have Christmas Eve? It's like that for Thanksgiving. It's to get us prepared for the holiday.
Brian, seriously, you have some problems, my friend.
Well, I found my way here to the Campus Edge shoot, right?
Sure, I guess if we're going for moral victories.
If that's the case, then I'm always winning, like Charlie Sheen.
Okay, I think we're really crossing some invisible lines here. Hello, everyone. I'm Anita Martinez.
And I'm Brian Harden. And yes, Carolina and Dom are still in Cancun.
Cancun? You got on me last time for saying Alaska, but now you say Cancun?
Oh, oops. Well, I think it's time I make an announcement.
I don't think this is the stage for that.
Carolina and Dom won't be coming back because we're the best anchors in Campus Edge history.
Well, while Brian has his Kanye moment, we will be looking at the mass communications and agricultural departments here at Butler.
Then we will see what happened when the Grizzlies were let loose in Austin, Texas, and look at the local restaurant in Wichita.
And last but not least, we will help you get your Star Wars fix early and check out a way to see exclusive and older films.
All that and more on the Campus Edge.
I personally love my major. I think it can open up multiple doors for anyone who applies themselves.
What major is that?
Mass communications, Brian. Why do you think we're here on TV?
Oh, that's right. I knew that.
Sure you did, buddy. Now, let's look at some behind-the-scenes action and information about radio and television.
Hopefully this will help some people make a decision on what they want to major in. Let's see it.
My name is Connor Zimmerman. I am a Campus Edge reporter. Today we will be taking a look at Butler's radio and TV program.
What it means to me, I can't put it into words. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but I see it as, you have to have a real passion for it. You can't just come in here saying, okay, I'm just going to do this just to get a scholarship. I can't do this just to blow by, just to be on TV and be on camera. You have to actually have a passion for this because this is hard work. My favorite thing, honestly, I can't really point out one in specific. I think that if you apply yourself a lot to this program, you will find opportunities and stuff will open up for you. So I think that's what's happening with me is the fact that since I've applied myself and I invested myself into this, it's opened up a lot of opportunities. So I can't say one thing favorite. I mean, I guess you assume I say TV since that's what I do, but crazy thing is I prefer radio. So people see a radio guy that is doing TV and executive producing a TV show. It's kind of weird. My junior and senior year of high school, I was taking medical classes because I planned on becoming a physical therapist because my freshman year of basketball, I injured my knee, and I met a physical therapist. I was going through rehab. His name is Dr. John. He was so great. I was like, I want to do what he does. So, I thought about took classes. I took a couple of classes in college courses when I was a junior and senior in high school. And I took anatomy and physiology class, and that class was so difficult. I passed and I did well in it, but it was just so difficult. I said, this isn't what I want to do. So I started pursuing and looking for other things I'm interested in and ended up here. For anyone that's interested or anyone that's kind of undecided, me personally, I say RTV is pretty much one of the best things you can do here on campus. Because, you get the exposure, you get to do stuff, you get that hands-on experience. That's one thing that you won't, I'm just going to keep it, that's one thing you won't get at a four-year university. What I've been doing my 2 years here, I'm meeting guys that's seniors just now doing baby steps of what I've been doing my freshman year. They're putting together whole shows and I'm writing scripts and stuff, and they're just now learning how to even format a show.
So my favorite thing about radio and television, obviously I love handling all the equipment, but also just the experience as well as the resume pieces that this college provides. Being the assistant general manager for the radio station is an excellent opportunity for me to not only grow in my management skills, but as well as begin to understand some of the finer things that goes into radio broadcasting. In the battle between radio and television, obviously I like radio because I'm the assistant general manager, so I'm a little bit more involved in radio than television. But when it comes down to it, nothing can really compare to going out and doing video shoots. So I enjoy television more, but at Butler I enjoy the radio aspect or the radio side of the scholarship more. My mentality is RTV is exactly what you put into it. And so for me, someone with a pretty developed work ethic, I think that RTV has a lot to offer for me because I've put so much into it, and it's really unlike any other broadcast school in Kansas, let alone the United States. There's such little hands-on in those other colleges that Butler really gives you the hands-on know-how and the real-world experience that most people are looking for right out of high school. So, if you are interested in joining Butler Radio and Television, the scholarship program, something I would definitely advise is be good with your time management. That doesn't just mean that, always make time for things related in RTV, but also know that you need to have you time.
Now that we've taken a look at the radio and television program here at Butler, maybe you would like to join. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Connor Zimmerman.
That was great. Hopefully that was informative to everyone.
Right. It sold me as if I wasn't already in the program.
Is that possible?
I think so. Who knows?
Another thing I've always been curious about is where certain foods come from.
Considering a lot of our food comes from the earth and animals, let's get more info about the agricultural department.
When you guys hear about Butler Community College, the first thing that pops into your mind is probably Butler football or Butler soccer. But here at Butler, we have a lot of great programs, and one of those is the agriculture program. So let's check it out.
Some of the things that we do here in our program is obviously we are known nationwide for the livestock judging program that we have, and we do have a good reputation across the country for that. You can go to a lot of places, and when you mention Butler, they know who you're talking about because of the long line of success that we've had. And so that's one of the things that we do. We do also have some student organizations like the Agricultural Ambassadors, as well as the Young Farmers and Ranchers group, where students can be involved and they do some various activities, sometimes within the community, and sometimes also they offer opportunities for through either guest speakers or otherwise for individuals to learn more about the agricultural field, as well as to meet other students in the major. There's several things you could probably say that make the program great. Probably the biggest thing I would say that we have over many schools is our facilities. We have a very nice ag facility here. We have a lot of availability of resources outside, like pasture, as well as facilities to house animals. So there's a lot there, as well as our classrooms. I think we also have a lounge area for students to hang out in, and I think there's a lot we have to offer, probably over some other schools in terms of the facilities we have. I would say it's probably one of the best parts about the program here.
We do have a class offering for those students that are interested in livestock judging, and then also we have set practices for all of our judging team members. It wouldn't be any different than, the baseball team or the soccer team or the football team. As they work out, we prepare equally as much as they do, except our season lasts just a little bit longer. We start a week before school starts within our competitions, and we start with practice at that point in time. And actually, our last national contest runs all the way through March. And so from that time, beginning of August, all the way through March, we're preparing and we work out anywhere between 4 to 5 days a week. What our students will have to do, they go in and they just rank each class from best animal to the worst animal. And so there'll be classes of 4, and they basically rank them on certain phenotypic qualities, such as muscle and market animals, or functionality and longevity for breeding animals. And they'll rank them on those traits from worst to or best to worst. And then after they get through with the judging portion of the contest, they have to go and deliver oral reasons. And essentially, that would be kind of like a 2-minute prepared speech. They get an opportunity to kind of look over their notes for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then there's an official that they'll go talk that set of reasons to, and then they're scored accordingly of how they saw the class compared to how the official saw the class. The 3 years that I've been here, we've had students coming in from our program from coast to coast. And this year we have students from North Carolina all the way to California and just about every state in between. And so this program and how it's known nationally has drawn in quite a few students that are interested in livestock judging. We've been very fortunate that we've had 100% succession rate of our students going on and to completing a 4-year degree at a university. Students coming through our program this past couple years have had a cumulative GPA of a 3.6 or higher, and with that it's positioned them to go on and do better things at the university. So obviously our focal point for our students is going to be academics and what they're going to be able to do moving forward, and then secondary to that's going to be, getting the opportunity to be on a nationally recognized judging program.
Now you guys know there's a lot of great opportunities here at Butler. This has been Carolina Lozano. Now back to the studio.
Remember last Campus Edge when you said you didn't want to eat donuts because you had to watch your figure?
Yeah, why?
I think we have the perfect place for you.
Let me guess.
Okay, Brian.
I got nothing.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and see a place where health is the #1 priority.
Hey everyone, this is Campus Ed reporter Jenny Gilbert, and I'm here in downtown Wichita to show you a special place called the Lotus Leaf Cafe. Let's go!
From the outside, the Lotus Leaf Cafe appears to be like any other local restaurant. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find that this restaurant is on a mission.
You can eat this food and it can taste good. We're not just feeding people to fill their bellies. We're not just feeding them full of food that just tastes good. Just tastes good. We're feeding them in a way that when they leave here, they're gonna feel good. Food should taste like real food.
The cafe is primarily health conscious, using only ingredients which are organic, all natural, and non-GMO. They also have a variety of options for individuals who are vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free. The story behind how this place ended up here in Wichita is quite fascinating. But what's even more intriguing is how closely that story is woven into the health journey of manager Jacqueline Kiefer.
About 7 years ago, I had a surgery and there was a mistake and I almost died. I couldn't think, I couldn't remember anything. Sometimes it was 5 minutes that my memory span was. I started seeing alternative medicine practitioners. I started eating very extremely clean. I did wheatgrass shots 2 to 3 times a week. I took herbal medicines, and within 2 weeks, I started to remember things better and more clearly, and within a couple months, I was almost back to normal. It started a thought process, thinking, okay, you look around and you see all the people that are sick, and you see the obesity in the Midwest, and I thought, gosh, how amazing would it be to have a place where I knew everybody that was coming in here was getting the best food that they could get, the cleanest food that they could get in this part of the country. 2 months later, I opened my doors.
While this restaurant mainly caters to those with specific dietary needs, I am absolutely positive that anyone looking for a good and satisfying meal will find one here at the Lotus Leaf Cafe.
I don't know about you guys, but all this talk of food is making me very hungry, so I think I'm just gonna make like a tree and leaf. So for Campus Edge, I'm Jenny Gilbert. Back to you guys at the station.
We'll be right back. Don't forget to put those nachos you're eating on your calorie counter.
Time to think about dinner, and I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. It takes a lot of passion to make the perfect meal. But today is one day closer to becoming a chef and owning my own restaurant. It's going to be a great day and an even better tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
It's that time. Time for caffeine. Time to remember why I'm up at this hour. Training and preparing for when things heat up. So when that alarm goes off, I'll be there to help. Everything I'm doing today is going to make all the difference for tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Welcome back, everyone. That place looks interesting, Brian. You want to try it?
As long as they have a good turkey burger, I'm all good.
Turkey burger? Okay, you're officially the weirdest person I've met.
How can you say that when you have plenty of life ahead of you?
That makes it even worse.
Not cool, Anita. Not cool.
I know you like Star Wars, Brian. You do, don't you?
Yes, I do, but I have to wait before The Force Awakens comes out.
It's okay, Brian. We all have to wait, just like you. But I do have an alternative solution.
What is that? I need to know.
Let's check out this piece on Laser Quest, and I'll explain it all.
Laser Quest, a place of entertainment for all to enjoy. However, I wanted to go deeper and learn more about its history and what makes it special. So I spoke with the manager of Laser Quest, JJ, who asked not to be filmed, to give me some insight. So let's go ahead and dive in.
This place was opened October 16th, 1996. This was the 33rd center to be opened in our company. It was originally brought over here to North America from England. Brought it over to Mississauga, Canada, which is a suburb of Toronto, and slowly started, migrating them down into North America, like all of America and stuff. And so now we have, I think, 57 centers right now.
I then asked JJ about the theme of Laser Quest.
Laser Quest itself is supposed to be like a futuristic game of laser tag and hide and seek. So the object of the game is to get points when you tag people, and you lose points when you get tagged. You go into a 10,000 square foot multi-level arena. There's 3 towers and it's 2 stories tall. There's fog, there's black lights, and the music is really cool. It's heart pounding. It's like, you get that techno vibe when you're back there, and it's cool. It's kind of like, kids like to play video games. You actually get to be inside of it this time.
You heard that right, futuristic laser battles. But what different game modes does Laser Quest have to offer?
Yeah, we do play, we have the ability to do several different types of game modes here. The first game mode that we have is just your solo play. It's where everybody gets to tag everybody. And it's everybody for themselves. You get 10 points when you tag somebody, and you lose points based on where you get tagged. You lose 5 for the back, 4 for the front, 3 for your laser, and 3 for your shoulders. We also have team mode, if you will. You can do 2 teams at a time. The packs, they'll go red and they'll go green and mixed. This facility is one of the older facilities, as we just finished being here for 19 years. And we have what's called the headquarters and replenishers. The headquarters and replenishers are these big, huge diamonds in the sky that we can use to tag, so you can play a capture the flag type of a game. So you can have something to defend, your little base, and there's just set up on each different side.
And in those game modes, you can have your own spiffy code name.
The code name itself kind of keep with the theme of having fun and futuristic type things. So you don't necessarily have to go in there and be Bob or John. You can be like Swag Dragon or Disco Pony. Whatever tickles your fancy, if you will. The limitations we have are we definitely want to make sure we stay PG rated because there are children present in the facility as well. So. And once they get their code name, they have a little activator. We program it on that. Their name gets programmed on that, and that's how we start up your packs when you go back there. It's like a key, if you will. And you go back there, and you put a pack on, get ready to go, and you play. It's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome indeed. From a variety of game modes, to choosing your own code name, to having such an interesting history, Laser Quest really makes its mark as a unique spot in Wichita. For BCTV 20, back to the station.
Oh my gosh, I have to go there.
Have fun, Brian.
You won't go with me?
I tried to stay away from certain people on weekends.
Is that supposed to be directed at me?
I think we should go to commercial break.
You didn't answer my... Okay then, Anita.
Good. Take us away.
Oh, okay. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
It's that time. Time for caffeine. Time to remember why I'm up at this hour. Training and preparing for when things heat up. So when that alarm goes off, I'll be there to help. Everything I'm doing today is going to make all the difference for tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Time to think about dinner, and I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. It takes a lot of passion to make the perfect meal. But today is one day closer to becoming a chef and owning my own restaurant. It's going to be a great day and an even better tomorrow.
At Butler Community College, your tomorrow is closer than you think. Enroll now for classes. Butler Community College. Let's take tomorrow.
Do you like to travel?
Yeah, I do actually. I love going to new places.
Well, I heard a certain someone here had recently went to Texas.
Wonder who that is.
Maybe the upcoming piece will tell us. Let
I'm
it roll,
Campus Edge
everyone.
reporter Anita Martinez, and today we're going to be taking a look at a trip we recently took to Austin, Texas.
I am the training officer here at KBTL, 88-1 The Grizz. I am also in charge of promotions and underwriting.
The trip was to Austin, Texas. We stayed in the Hilton, and that was where the convention was held as well. The trip was for journalism students so that we could learn about different types of journalism and communications and public relations and stuff like that, and it gave us a chance to network with other students from other schools. There were a lot of different learning sessions that the conference provided for us. I personally went to some to learn how to write headlines better. So I went to learning sessions to talk about headline writing and cut line writing because I think that I struggle with that the most. And then I learned about journalism at two-year schools, and I listened to two keynote speakers. One was a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, and the other was Anthony Graves, who was a man who was exonerated from death row after almost like 20 years for a wrongfully convicted prison sentence, which was really cool. It provided all of the different students, even radio and magazine students, information about like design and Photoshop and stuff like that. So there were a lot of different opportunities to learn.
Types of conferences I attended were Photoshop. I also learned how drones were going to take over the media world very soon. Chroma key, which I really don't know much about, so that helped me out a lot. And I also learned from a director who started his own company.
My favorite thing at the convention was probably the second keynote speaker, Anthony Graves, because he taught us about how journalism really plays a part in helping people who have been convicted wrongfully of crimes and just activism in journalism, and I think that was really interesting for students who attended because it really motivated us, like, hey, we really do have a place in the future of journalism. We got to see some weird stuff, and we got to attend a screening of The Suffragette, which is a new movie about the 19th and 20th century feminist movement in England, which was really cool, and we met the screenwriter, and she was really interesting, and that provided a lot of motivation for students in mass communications, in my opinion. So there was a lot of different activities that we could be a part of, which was cool.
The most valuable piece of information I learned at this conference would have to be creative. Don't let my mind stop me from trying to achieve something, or if I think something and in the media world, as in radio or TV, then go for it and see if it's going to work and try it out.
I would definitely go back to the conference. It was a really good learning experience, and it was a lot of fun, and I think all in all it was probably one of the funnest experiences of college so far.
Our trip to Austin was fun, and we learned a lot, but I think the most important thing we learned was to keep it weird. I'm Anita Martinez, and that's all for today's Campus Edge.
That seemed fun. Maybe I will be able to go next year. It's a whole lot warmer in Texas than it is in Kansas around this time of year.
That is true. Just keep doing what you're doing and you'll be there next year.
That keeps my hopes up, but I think there's one more piece left.
Oh, what's left?
I know you're a movie buff. Well, maybe not.
I'm so-so with movies, but I do like classics.
Here's a place where you can watch exclusive movies mixed with classics too.
Well, I want to know more about this place.
Wichita Big Screen is an initiative to get classic films put back in theaters in the Wichita area. We got a chance to speak with the leader of the organization, Leif Yonker.
Over the last 20, 25 years, I've done a little bit of everything. But when I was 19, I made a little film called Darkness. It was released on VHS and DVD all over the world.
Leif Yonker's Darkness, the Vampire Virgin. This film is not yet rated.
That led to me working in the industry, film and video production for the last 20 years. I've worked on a variety of feature films and TV shows, you name it. I've done a little bit of everything in every department. So that's my main bread and butter these days, is still film and video production. There's a lot of reasons why I've started Wichita Big Screen. Primarily, it's I love watching movies, and I want to see them in Wichita. There's also a whole generation of people right now who are being raised watching movies on their phones. Not just kids, adults too. They've kind of forgotten what the theatrical experience is all about. And so Wichita Big Screen is an initiative to bring these classic, and some of them are brilliant masterpieces, others are like Bill Murray and Meatballs. To me, that's wonderful. And that makes me happy as a film goer. So that's trying to share that experience and get an audience together is what Wichita Big Screen's all about. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen a movie on video, when you finally see it properly projected on a big screen, you almost always see something new. It almost always changes the experience. And it's something that we've been doing a lot this last year. One thing that's really exciting, though, that I didn't anticipate, I knew that for most people, for a lot of these movies that we've been programming, it'd be the first time they ever saw the movie in a theater. But more and more and more, we're hearing from people who have never seen the movies. Not even something like The Shining, where you think they'd at least catch it once on cable. You know, so there's a whole group of a huge number of these people who are seeing these movies for the very first time ever, and they're seeing them the right way, not on their phone, not on their computer, but on a big movie screen with big surround sound and an audience, an appreciative audience. You just can't replace that experience.
Now that you've had a chance to hear what Wichita Big Screen has to offer, it's time to find out what students at Butler Community College think of the program.
I think it's really cool that Wichita Big Screen is bringing foreign films and older films back into theaters for the public to enjoy.
I saw the werewolf film The Howling, the alien film The Thing, and another werewolf film, American Werewolf in London, which is much better than The Howling, by the way.
I saw 2 movies with Wichita Big Screen, The Thing and A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Seeing a Middle Eastern vampire movie was really interesting, especially in Wichita, because things like that don't normally come to the Midwest.
I had not seen any of those movies in theaters beforehand, being I'm only 19, and those are all films from way before I was even born. But I'm really glad I got this experience to see them in the theaters now, because those are actually pretty great films.
This time last year, we had about 400 people in it, and right now we just have about over 1,300. We're hoping by this October to get 2,000, and if we can get 2,000 people, we can rule the world. So.
For BCTV 20, I'm Steven Steinbacher.
That's very interesting. I have to go check that place out at some point.
Me too. We can go together.
Apparently you forgot my policy on hanging out with certain people on the weekends.
Wow. Okay then, Anita. You're so nice.
I know, but we got some information on our TV program here at Butler.
Also the agricultural program here at Butler.
Followed by a look at Lotus Leaf Cafe.
Then we helped everyone get their sci-fi fix with Laser Quest.
We saw what the Grizzlies did when they arrived in Austin, Texas.
And last but not least, we got to see what Wichita Big Screen is all about.
In the meantime, check out reruns of this show weekdays at 11 a.m. or last week's show at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20.
Or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Butler Radio TV.
This has been
The Campus Edge.
It's that time. Time for caffeine. Time to remember why I'm up this hour. Training and preparing for when things heat up. So when that alarm goes off, I'll be there to help. Everything I'm doing today is going to make all the difference